Alright guys, the next part. So this is what we should have so far. The head. Yep. The body. And then, again, these two shoulder spheres with all the little green dots inside. And I have a second one as well with all the little green dots inside. Yay! Yeah. Okay. So I did not attach these yet or anything because they're not ready to be attached. So we're going to move on to the upper arm now. So this is going to be the same, just like these were the same for both sides. The upper arms are also going to be the same for both sides. Right. Yep. So here we go, and I think a lot. I'm trying to decipher this artwork here. I guess there are some lines. I'd say a lot of it just looks like shines and stuff on the armor, but perhaps there are a lot of lines. So, gonna roll this and then kind of push it flat. You're definitely gonna need one of these for reference, and probably the body too. So I think we're just kind of gonna eyeball this, and probably about here, like this, is how this is gonna go on. So you kind of want to look at the arm in relation to that. I think this is going to be a good size to start. Something like this, because we are going to be adding clay to it, and again, other sorts of detailing and stuff. So I think the arm is pretty much easy for the most part. Like I said, we got this going on. I guess I can kind of back out a little bit because this is not really detailed or anything. And then I'm going to roll another kind of shape and just put it like that. And you probably don't even really have to kind of mesh this into each other because it looks like there's a kind of like a line anyway on it. Like if you see, it kind of looks like that in the game box. It's like that. So there kind of already is like a line. I guess you can just kind of push it flat so it doesn't stick out as much. But I guess you don't really need to kind of like mush it on because that's kind of how it looks to me. Or I guess if you wanted to, you kind of could, and then just go along the edge of this with like a toothpick to make the line a little more prominent. But I kind of like how that looks, to be honest. So do that on one side, and then do it on the other side too. And again, kind of making sure that you're not using too much clay on both sides or anything, because we don't want this arm to be completely disproportionate. Yeah. So see, that even might be too big, something like that, I guess. Might be a little too big, so just kind of adjust your clay accordingly. I just took a bunch off the bottom and kind of came up with this, if you just saw what I did, and it actually looks pretty good. I know it might seem a little small, but I would say that's a pretty good size. Because again, we're going to be adding stuff, and it's going to really lengthen the arm. So that, I would say, is the first bit of the top of the arm. We got these two kind of areas up here, which I guess I will use a toothpick to kind of outline a little more, because I did kind of get lost in translation a little bit. So kind of like that. And then to me, it looks like there are additional lines kind of going down. So I'm just going to draw two lines. Boop. Down. And then boop. Boop. Two lines down. So that's all I would do for that first bit. The two kind of bulges on the side, which I outlined with the toothpick, kind of. Let me do that maybe a little better. Yeah, like that. And then we got that center, the center lines. So that's that. And now, really easy, we're just going to add some black right here and just put it on the end, like this, because this is her shoulder joint. Alright, so this is the same, this technique I just did is the same, I would say, for both sides. So this, again, is going to have to be replicated again, and now we're moving on to different kind of territories. So this first bit will be her actual hand, and we'll do the arm cannon after. Alright, so first off, I'm going to roll some clay into a sphere, and then kind of roll it out like this, so it looks like that. And we're going to have to use, again, kind of our size and scale and stuff. You gotta always keep that in mind. So, let's see if that's good. I think that's a good length. It might be a little too thick, so gonna make it a little thinner. And again, a lot of this is just kind of trial and error, you know, because it's just clay, so you can just, like, you know, reshape things and stuff. Because I just would really hate for the arms to be, like, really long, because I think that would just kind of ruin it. And we're going to use toothpicks to assemble this, but I'm just kind of figuring it out right now. So I think that's probably pretty good, except I'm going to cut the tip off because that's where the hand is going to go. So I guess this is actually a lot easier than I thought, because all I really did is just kept the same shape, indented the top here because that's going to go in there nicely, and I guess there's just a bunch of line designs on it, really. So, pick a point to be your, I guess, front of the hand, and just gently, maybe I should zoom in a little bit here. I guess just gently go for some line designs, really. I'm just going based off of what I can really see on the artwork itself, just from like the front cover of the game, but if you want to get really specific, then just use this technique, but just get a 360 of Samus, and it would look, you know, just as fine. And again, just be careful about how you're handling it when you're kind of doing this. Again, I'm kind of in the air, and it's really hard for me to be doing this like in the air. If I was on the table, it would be a lot easier, but just be careful not to smudge it with your fingers, you know, as you go all around. But anyway, I mean, I guess that's kind of it, because it's all the design really has. So I'm going to take this off and put it right here to the side. This would be the front, this would be the back. Yep, like that. Make it a little pointy. Now I guess we'll just do the hand. And I guess next part we'll have to do the arm cannon, because it's probably going to take quite a bit of time. I'm not sure how many parts this is going to be. Probably a couple more. I don't think it's going to be as long as the Link one. So for the hand, I'm just going to use a really simple technique here, which I you know, made it into a circle, flattened it. Actually, you know, I'll just do it again. Circle. Oh, I forgot. I pinched it to get the thumb, so it's like this, and then I kind of bent the thumb up, flattened it like that, did that, and there we go. I am going to add fingers though. You could probably get away without adding fingers if it was Mario or something, but so then I'm just going to cut like 1, 2, 3, and ideally, whoops, again, kind of doing this in the air, but ideally, you know, your cut should kind of go all the way through the first time to make the fingers like that, and then just use your epic sculpting capabilities to kind of shape them. Yeah. And that's pretty much all there is to that. You just kind of got to use your judgment, you know, because it's a hand. And then I guess Samus's hand is kind of just down at her side, so we're not going to clench it into a fist as I was almost going to do, but rather just kind of like that. like this, make it maybe look a little bit more legit. Like that. I actually like this a lot. Wow, guys, I didn't think I was gonna be able to do that so well the first time, but I guess I did. Yay. Cool. So now there is a small little green dot in the middle of her hand, and there is some kind of line work around that. Let me get that right, like that. Just kind of like, you know, like it's just kind of circled the green. Maybe it's a little too thick. Yeah, just, you know, around the green, like that. And we can probably assemble this, but just to be safe, I'm not going to do it right now. Let's see how this looks with the head. I'm liking that a lot, guys. This is a pretty good Samus. I like that. Alright, I'm not going to assemble it just yet, just in fear of maybe something going wrong with the legs, and I would rather have the legs all set and everything scaled and then assemble it, rather than try and assemble it and then be like, oh my gosh, the arms are too long, and now we have to take all the toothpicks out and stuff, so that would probably be the best way to go. Alright, so thanks for watching that part. I think to save a little time, I'm just going to reiterate here, this bit is going to be the same for this other arm with the arm cannon. So just this top part, nothing below the black, but this top part and this black, nothing below it. So just this is going to be the same for this, so resculpt those, and then I will see you in the next part for the arm cannon.